trees.
So we came out the back gate of our campsite and we walked a little bit down this road, and now we're crossing a pedestrian bridge, and apparently it's going to take us to Morro Bay. So this is a bike and pedestrian path, no cars, and it should go right to the downtown of Morro Bay with the restaurants and the shops and everything. And I don't think it's very far. We're going to find out. It's so cool that we get to stay right by this big rock, this Morro. It's a destination that people drive from all over to see. People drive for miles just to see this, and we get to sleep right next to it. It's so cool. To live only 4 hours from here, and we've never been here. Kind of too far maybe for a day trip, and we didn't really camp much when we lived here, so having the Airstream just kind of changes everything. We're able to explore the areas around where we used to live that we didn't even know this was right in our backyard.
I want to live in there with you because it's so quiet. But remember, don't fall in it.
Yeah, good idea, Maple. Don't fall in it.
Okay.
I was just telling them about Half Dome in Yosemite and how we'll take them there someday because that rock is even bigger than this Morro. And she asked, why is it cut in half? I explained that it looks like it's cut in half. And it dawned on me that I don't even know. Do any of you guys know why Half Dome looks like it was cut in half? Do you know the geological history of why Half Dome looks like that?
What does it smell like?
Fish. We're at the ocean and near lots of seafood restaurants. Traveling around right now is definitely different because normally we'd come down to a boardwalk area like this and we'd want to go eat at a restaurant or maybe talk to some people and go in some shops, you know, stuff like that. And that's not stuff that we can really do right now. So it's just a different kind of mindset to get into. It's more of sensory experience. Like we're walking around, we're keeping our distance from people, we're seeing the sights and hearing the sounds and smelling the smells. It's not interactive in the way it used to be, that's for sure. It's a different way to experience a place. Why are you pointing?
Because you're running me off the road.
It's a different way to travel, and it's a different way to experience a new place. In some ways, it makes you notice things that you maybe never would have noticed. The sounds are the birds and the ocean, and that you hear that boat. Every few moments it goes, ooh. So of course we have to be careful and we have to do things differently, but at least we're not walking around the same aqueduct every day for 2 months in a row. It's really neat to be doing different things and seeing different places. So I see this new mode of travel as a new challenge, and it's gonna force us to experience places differently than we were before, and I think that's really exciting. We're at Pinnacles National Park, and we just read up on it, and apparently the best time to come here is fall or spring, because in the summer it gets very hot. So we're learning that the hard way.
Mom, look at the log!
So
Mom, look at that big log!
wow, let's go walk by it. But it's actually really nice right now. It's after dinner and we're taking a walk and the weather's great. So it's great to be outside before breakfast and after dinner, but midday it's gonna be pretty hot.
What?
Wow.
Do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
It's a real deer with antlers and everything.
It says, hi, Mabel, I'm a moose.
And what does a moose say, like an animal one? What does a moose look like?
Like that, but bigger.
Like a deer. Mom, why is the voice covered? Mom, what's that say? What's there on the other one? Mom, why is there so much smoke? Mimi.
We're trying to go on a hike this morning, but we're not quite up for actual hikes with the girls yet. We'll be lucky if we make it to the trailhead and maybe back to our campsite. Just getting their hats on took a half an hour, and it was a real struggle, and there were 2 of them in tears.
Can we camp here with our RV?
No.
Why not?
You're not allowed to camp here because it says no.
What can you not bring here?
You cannot bring Airstream or RV.
Oh. I didn't know you were so brave.
Ooh.
Did you practice? Is that how you got so brave?
I didn't practice at all from anything. I practiced, but and now I'm good at it. I'm good at climbing trees,
Wow.
and jumping.
Wow. But you're only 4.
4 is a big, opportunity.
I think Linden likes the spots that have fallen down trees, so this is a real score to have a shady spot, double tables, fallen down trees. We got to take note of this spot. Playgrounds might be all closed, but this is even better than a playground. This is an awesome site if you like tent camping and want to come to Pinnacles Campground. Ask for site 32 and you'll get this whole fallen down tree playground right in your campsite.
What do you think of this site, Mama?
It's awesome. When we first got here, we went to the site that we reserved, and it turns out that site wasn't so great. So it was a little extra effort to go and talk to the person at the visitor center and see if we could switch and then move everything, but it's so worth it. Each camping experience we have, and each location we go to, we always learn something new. I think the big thing for me that I learned is that a campsite can really make or break your experience at a campground. So this prime site over here, the one we ended up at, this one is on the perimeter of the campground. So the girls can go play in trees and bushes and logs and all this stuff without having to cross any streets. And also there's all these big trees that offer a ton of shade. And not to mention the campsite itself, it's probably 6 times as big as the first campsite we had. The first campsite we pulled into was all direct sunlight, and it was small, and it was configured in such a way where the table and the fire pit were behind the trailer. So for us, that's really inconvenient because we often use the baby gate. So it's necessary for us to have the table and our hangout area right outside the door. Let me take you over to the campsite that we reserved, the first one we pulled into that I was talking about. So the cons of this campsite are it's in the island, it's in the middle, right next to a bunch of other sites. It's really small. And there's no place to play. There's no hangout section. It would just be all vehicles. See how it's a triangle? So the Airstream would go here, and then the minivan would squeeze right next to it. Oh, and also the van. We would have had to squeeze both the van and the minivan right here. So all of our vehicles would be in this triangle. And then look, the hangout area at this site is behind. So you have to walk around your trailer. This is our prime campsite that I was talking about. See how big it is? And there's no one on either side of us, so we've really been able to let the girls roam around. It's been so nice. So if you ever come to Pinnacles National Park Campground, get site 100. Another lesson we learned, this is a lesson about hiking, is that we're all gonna wear pants when we go hiking now. I had them all in shorts because it was so hot, but it's important to wear pants, I think, when hiking because there's all these bushes that can scratch you, there's bugs, there's poison oak, all sorts of stuff, so we're gonna wear pants. Our third lesson, not so much a lesson, but something we learned and something that's exciting, some good news, is that having the composting toilet really saves so much water. We're in a national park right now and there's no water hookup. All we have is electric. So we're kind of in water conservation mode. Mentally, we weren't quite in water conservation mode. We both took showers, I was doing dishes. We really were kind of just like almost living regularly as far as water use. And we were fine. We made it the whole 2.5 days and 2 nights without really having to worry about our gray tank filling up. So that's really good news. But I think the overarching lesson of staying here at Pinnacles National Park is that it reminded us why we're doing this and what we love about this lifestyle. And and that's staying at national and state parks. It's just a really different experience. It's really serene. Everybody's quiet and respectful. Sometimes in the RV parks, you're parked really close to each other, and it's more of a festive kind of feel. So we're reinvigorated at the idea of going to more national and state parks. And our composting toilet is just going to make it that much easier. So no regrets on that. The composting toilet has been just such a good choice, such an upgrade for us and our camping lifestyle. And we're just really grateful to be back in the Airstream. It feels so cozy and it feels like home and everyone's happy. It doesn't feel like our life is so much on pause as it was when we were staying in the Tucson house. So we're counting our blessings and we're feeling very fortunate and we're really happy.